Hello everyone, welcome back to CaitlinRoseVlogs. If you guys didn't know, my name's Caitlin and this is my second channel where I do videos twice a week. I do weekly uni vlogs on Fridays and on Mondays I do coffee chats when I can. So today I'm back with another coffee chat. I look a state right now because I've literally only had one lecture today and I pretty much have just been having like a work day. So I don't look the best, I've literally just in my comfy jumper and haven't really done anything with my hair. But today I'm back with a coffee chat video that I've been meaning to do for a little while now because I get so many questions on how I like stay organised and how I balance my life between YouTube and social life and uni, and like kind of how I keep them in a balance and not let one slip behind. Now, I have not been the best at this in the past. It's taken a little bit of time to master this because everyone's different, so I think everyone responds to different things, so it's always nice just to try a few things out and find out what works best for you. But I have like all my things behind me here so I can sort of demonstrate how I keep myself organised. And yes, so we should just get started and yeah, let's go. Okay, so I have a mixture of things here to show you kind of just how I organise every aspect, and I've kind of done it in levels. So I'm gonna start with like kind of the basic, most general overview planning, I like to call it. So this takes place in my desk calendar. I'm not going to show you too much because there's a bit about like payments and things on here, but pretty much let me find a blank month. And I bought this from Typo a while ago. Usually there's loads sort of in the upcoming months there'll be loads more for 2018, but this is just a blank month. So basically what I will do on here is I won't have it out on my desk all the time, but I like to at the start of each month sort of fill in the month what I have to do. So that includes every Sunday I'll have, or every other Sunday I'll write mystery video and what mystery video I'm planning. So I like to plan a couple weeks in advance just so I never have to think of ideas, so they're always there. So even if I fall behind on filming, at least I have everything planned out. Same Wednesdays, I like to try and plan as many just like beauty fashion videos as I can. Mondays obviously I try and write down all my coffee chats, and Fridays I just write uni vlogs. Even though they don't need planning, I still put them in there just so it's like a consistent thing, so I know that Fridays are my uni vlog upload days. Obviously, because these are just sort of like a general overview, I don't go into much detail obviously because they're only little boxes. So in here I'll also put things like important dates, deadlines, payments that are incoming and that are due. What else have I got? Planned events and exams. So this is literally just the best place to list everything. So if you want to look at, like, you know, if you're planning on doing something, going out with friends, you can literally just look generally here whether you are free or whether you're not. This is not about like your to-do list for that day. This is literally just like events and videos pretty much. So that is like my most basic level of planning, and that is a mixture of both YouTube and uni work. There's a bit of everything there. Like I said, it's just the most basic overview. Okay, then the next sort of like, sorry it's really noisy outside, the next sort of mid-level planning happens in my diary. And I mean, I guess this is also quite detailed. This is where I still continue to write down, like organise both YouTube and uni and social life, but this is kind of what I like to think is my mid-level planning, focused on general topics. So this is like a week to view. As you can see, this is this week. I pretty much get an overview of the month which I correlate and sync in with my desk planner, so that is all correlated, everything is synced together, and I make sure I do that every week just in case I've added anything like events or like plans I've made. And then in this like week to view page spread, on each day, or kind of like the evening before each day, usually on a Sunday evening I try and plan out as much as I can for the week, but typically say on a Monday evening I'll plan out what I haven't done that day and I need to do Tuesday during the day, and I just write that in like a checklist so it's very easy to see, and pretty much I tick it if I've done it, I cross it out if I don't need to do it anymore, and I draw a little arrow in the box if I need to do it sort of another day, like the next day, so I know what needs to be carried over. Again, also on each day I'll have I just have lecture 10 AM to 11 AM, so I can quickly look at this and work out what times I'm in, and also I have like what videos are up on each day, again coffee chats, uni videos, everything like that. So pretty much this is kind of slightly more detailed, mostly a checklist, so it's just nice to tick things off because this just fits in my bag. So that's kind of like what I like to call my mid-level planning. And then going into the more detailed planning, this is pretty much more orientated at, it will either just be for YouTube or for uni work basically, because the other two, like my social life, is covered in those. So this here is my messy notebook. I've said it before in a couple of videos. I got this from Asda and it's just a hardback A4 book. So in here there's a whole mixture of things. It initially was supposed to be my messy book just to have for lectures, so any lecture notes that I write by hand in the lecture will go in here, and then I can copy them up into my detailed notes, which I'll show you in a second later. But it ended up being just sort of the notebook that I always have in my bag, so any free time, if I need to plan anything out, whether that's videos or if it's uni work, I will put it in here, and it's actually been the most handy thing ever. So I even wrote sort of a picture version, like a paper version of my timetable, so I can flick through that if I want to. I have some videos planned out, I have some lecture notes. Literally it's like a very, very messy notebook with basically everything I ever needed jotted down in, because it's just sort of the thing that's always going to be in my bag. So if I ever need to look at anything, I can refer to this book. So that is what I like to call my messy book for both YouTube and uni. Now in terms of YouTube, I will pretty much just plan things in that book, because most of the time I plan things on the go when I'm in like when I have some free time, or if I'm out or something like that. I used to have a dedicated like book, like another little A5 notebook for like mystery videos and things, and just basically just planning out YouTube, but I ended up filling that up. And it just became a hassle having to carry around a separate notebook just in case I wanted to plan a YouTube video during my day out. So everything is in that book now, and I just found it's really helpful just have it all in one place. And then just for uni work, I have these two. So first up, I have like these display books. I have 4 of them, one for each of my modules. So this one is my research methods module, and pretty much in here I just have like my readings shown out, so obviously where I've highlighted my readings that I need to do for each week, and I also have like module guides and things, any sort of information on assessments, any handouts that I need to refer to, and also a workbook which I can't show you because it's got my uni details on it, but yeah, that's the back of the workbook. So anything paper I have will go in here. So whatever I have that day, so say I have research methods and psychopathology that day, I'll just take those 2 folders, and then any handouts or anything I need to print off that day will go in here. I found that is like super useful because especially going into second year, you've like personnel, I have so much reading, and I like printing more things off, printing off any assessment things, any notes that like the lecturers made online. You can even print off your lecture slides and make notes on them. It's just really nice to keep it all together there. And especially the readings, I've just found it's most helpful just have it always on you so you never forget anything. And then the final thing for actual uni work, I have these notebooks which I showed in my stationery haul. They're also from Typo. This one in particular I believe is my criminology, yeah, it's my mental health and offending notebook. So these never come in my bag with me, these are always at home in my magazine file because these are my nice notebooks. So basically whenever I can, pretty much usually a day or 2 after the lecture, I will come home, sit at my desk and write out lecture notes. I will have the PowerPoint that was used in the lecture up, and also my messy notebook, so any extra notes I've made that aren't on the PowerPoint I can copy from that notebook. Basically I write my nice notes, they're neat. I have everything, it's kind of hard to show you, but yeah, this is just my nice notes. I've only had one of these lectures so far, but this is how I did things last year, and it really works for me because it means that you're actually learning because you're rewriting out the lecture notes, and then when it comes to revision time you can just look at these notes and highlight them as sort of like a rereading. So it's also very nice. I think it's really like satisfying having really neat notes. I don't know how well you can see, but just having like your nice notes separate from your messy notes means that you don't have to worry about trying to write during lectures and falling behind, and because you're worrying about neat handwriting. So it's just nice to have these books as your proper final notes. So that is basically what I use to keep organised. I'm just gonna just as a final word about it, in terms of actually balancing things, I personally respond really well to having things as a schedule. So obviously I miss some upload days because sometimes I can't upload, or you know, things out of my control happen, or sometimes I'm just not feeling well, or a brand for example might want a video on a different day. But having sort of specific days allocated to try and aim for, I find it really helpful. So It would be the same if you work like part-time from uni. It's nice, like that work will give you obviously your work hours and your work days, so it's nice being able to have those ready. You should try and have a schedule, because I just think it's so much harder to break out of it, because you can get into a routine and make sure you're always on time with it, sort of thing. But also things like social life in uni, it's less, doesn't need as much planning as it would sort of at home, because like for example, pretty much my social life consists of the people that I live with, and that takes less planning. But there needs to be, especially with uni, I found there needs to be sort of a balance between being overly social and being too involved in your work. That you need to find kind of a balance, and I feel like first year was definitely like you experienced both extremes of that. Like in first semester personally, we were so sociable, like we just did everything, we always went out and things. And the second semester we kind of realised that we didn't do any work first semester, so we just worked the entire time. But then this year, coming to second year, it's been nice to be able to find that balance between too much and too little. And that's just kind of, I just pretty much showed you like as best as I could how I do it. Like I said, everyone sort of responds differently to different organisation methods, but I just personally like to micromanage my time basically. I found things like bullet journals and things. I've tried bullet journaling before because I absolutely love like watching videos and I love the idea of it, but I just personally find that with the amount of time I have, it doesn't fit my time, like my schedule. I don't have enough time to sit there and write everything out by hand. A lot of the time I'm just on the go. So this is kind of like, I feel like a nice medium between not being organised at all and being overly organised. So hopefully that you found this helpful in some way. Hopefully, like if you're in uni maybe and you're not quite sure how to organise your notes and things, hopefully you guys found this useful, and I'm hoping that I've kind of put across to you how I organise my time as best I could. But yeah, let me know down below sort of what coffee chat videos you want me to do, because I'm really running out of ideas. I need some help, so if there's any specific topic like relationships, anything like that, let me know. Thinking of doing like a meal plan and budgeting at uni sort of one and something like that. So yeah, let me know down below, and yeah, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy these videos, and I'll see you guys soon for another video. Bye.